How did America build its power? One building at a time. Empires don't begin with armies. They begin with rooms, and the real question is this. How did a young, weak, and divided country turn stone and wood into global influence? America didn't just happen. It was constructed slowly, carefully, one symbol at a time. To understand American power, you have to follow its architecture. Before America had a government, before it had an army, before it even existed, it had a room. Independence Hall, built in the early 1700s, was never meant to create a nation. But in 1776, inside this simple brick building, words became weapons. The Declaration of Independence was drafted here. The Constitution was debated here. No king was overthrown, no palace was stormed. The United States was born sitting at a table. And that tells us something fundamental. This new nation would be ruled by arguments, not by crowns. So when America finally chose a leader, it made a strange decision. Didn't build a palace. It built a house. Construction on the White House began in 1792. It was simple, symmetrical, and deliberately modest. The message was clear: this person is powerful, but they are not royalty. And then history had a laugh. In 1814, the British burned it to the ground. The old empire returned to set fire to the symbol of rebellion. But America rebuilt its same location. Same role. The lesson. Power doesn't disappear just because the building burns. If the White House represents leadership, the Capitol represents something even more powerful: law. Construction started in 1793. And this building was designed to dominate the city, not with weapons, but with its sheer presence. While kings ruled with armies, America chose to rule with debate. What's even more symbolic? The Capitol's massive dome was completed during the Civil War. While the country was literally tearing itself apart, the government was sending a message to the world. The system survives. That dome wasn't just architecture. It was propaganda. Here's something most people don't realize. For over 140 years, America's highest court had no building of its own. The founders were afraid of judges. They believed that law unchecked could become its own form of tyranny. It was only in 1935 that the Supreme Court finally got it on monument. By then, the message had changed. Now the nation was saying law is permanent, but politics is temporary. That decision reshaped American power forever. Until the 20th century, America avoided a large standing army. Then came World War II in 1941. The Pentagon was built in just 16 months. It was fast, efficient, and massive. This wasn't defensive architecture. This was a declaration. America was no longer an isolated nation. It was a global power from this one building. Wars would be planned and executed thousands of miles away. Empires don't always announce their arrival. Sometimes they just expand quietly. But military might isn't the whole story. The Statue of Liberty wasn't even built by America. It was a gift from France. And that matters because America didn't just sell power. It sold an idea, the idea of freedom, of opportunity, of hope. Whether the reality on the ground matched the symbol was less important than the power of the symbol. Itself, ideology, is the strongest architecture of all. Finally, we come to the building that controls everything. Almost silently, the Federal Reserve. Created in 1913 and housed in its grand stone building by 1937. There are no elections here. No public speeches, just numbers. Empires may fall to armies, but they are controlled by money. America understood this late, but it understood it completely. America did not build its power all at once. It followed a very clear sequence. First came ideas, which created law. Law legitimized leadership. Leadership commanded force. Force was funded by money, and money projected control across the globe. Each building was a deliberate step. That's why American power often feels so permanent, because it was never rushed. So the real question isn't just how powerful is America. It's this: which building will define its future?